I hate myself for not being able to do what I said I would. I make promises all the time that I'm not able to keep. I want to work hard, but I lack motivation. If you have found yourself putting things off, not being able to do what you said you would, hate yourself for being lazy, and now you want to change that, this video is for you. But before you begin, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I have been a part of 3 reality shows, MTV Roadies season 2020 and 2022 and Reality Ranis of the Jungle, where I reached top 3. I, for the longest time, used to struggle to wake up early in the morning, and I have slept as late as 4 a.m, 5 a.m, sometimes 6 a.m, and I used to hate myself that why am I not able to change myself. But now I easily wake up at 7 in the morning, go out for my workout, come back, have a nice morning routine, ace every task of my day, be it Instagram, be it YouTube, where I've been consistently posting every day and every week so beautifully. I've built a small but lovely team of hardworking, skilled and beautiful human beings who have helped me execute my ideas into projects and then into videos. And all of this has been possible because of the changes I have inculcated along the way, and that is exactly I want to share with you. So if you are someone who resonates with this and have the same growth mentality like I have, this video is for you. So let's dive straight into it. This video is divided into 3 parts: problem stage, solution stage and action plan. Number 1, problem stage. Now this is the stage where you will find yourself wanting to do things but spending the entire day avoiding it instead. Or you might have put a lot of things on your to-do list but do not know where to begin or how to do them. Or like me, you've been unable to focus, and finally when you were able to focus, you either got distracted too easily or got bored. Now these signs are either procrastination, mismanagement or lack of the right motivation. Decoding procrastination. Now before we understand what procrastination is, let's understand what it is absolutely not. Procrastination is not laziness. Hear me out well. Procrastination is not laziness. It's actually a trauma response which stems from the fear of failure or perfectionism or the feeling of being overwhelmed. Now, there could be many reasons to this, but understanding that this is important to you and you don't want to mess it up. Hence the fear. Here's the thing about fear. The more you familiarize yourself with that place, that person, that event or that activity, the less fear is stayed within. And that is exactly what you need to do when it's about any task and you feel like you're procrastinating it. Just start familiarizing yourself with it. For example, for me, if I have to write a script and I know I'm not good at it, I will stop thinking and just sit down to write the script. I might mess it up. I might make a draft 1, draft 2, draft 3, but eventually I will reach a point where I'm satisfied with my writing and then start executing the script into shooting it. That's the only way I could overcome fear, by stop thinking and just sit down to do it, because I understood that to overcome fear, I just need to familiarize myself with it. Number 2, scheduling the day. Earlier, I used to wonder, even after having a to-do list, I was not able to achieve it. And that was because of this reason. I did not put that task in the right time block. Now, hear me out on this. If you have a long list of things to do, but you do not know when are you going to make time for it or where it's going to fit in, mostly you will not be able to complete it. So after setting those clear goals, place them in the right time blocks of the day. For example, if I have 3 pages of a book to read, first draft of a script to write, first draft of a video to shoot, editing it as the first draft, and also submitting an invoice for the previous brand collaboration I did, I will basically place these tasks into proper schedule of those 24 hours time I have. For example, for the reading of a book, I would take time from 9 p.m. till 9:30 p.m. For writing the first draft of my script, I will place it between 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. For shooting the script, I will place it from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Understanding the fact that I will take time to get ready, do my makeup, place my tripod in the right place and then shoot it, and so on and so forth. So basically putting everything in the right time block will help me understand that, okay, right now I need to put my attention to this one particular task and not worry or waste my energy worrying about the other task as to when I'm going to finish it. This will really help me focus one thing at a time and be able to finish everything on the set time. Number 3, scheduling refueling breaks. I read this in an interview a few days ago where an athlete said, if you want to win a marathon, it's important that you take recovery sessions before your burnout. Now, I have not been a great practitioner of scheduling proper breaks or taking rests because I always felt that having that hustle mentality, I have to keep doing things, and taking rests or breaks is something that I don't deserve, or even with the fact that if I take breaks, it's just gonna push me back, and I just felt that I didn't deserve them. Now, honestly speaking, I personally am not very good at this, and it took me a lot of time to understand that it is important for me to take those breaks or schedule it in for my own long-lasting productive nature, because I come from a very hustle mindset mentality. I feel that to achieve greatness, you have to keep on doing things without taking any breaks or holidays, or even when I did take breaks, it just left me feeling very guilty and made me feel like I was doing something really wrong. It just made me feel that people around me were progressing, whereas I was here chilling, having a good time just because I want to make sure that I don't burn out. So this headspace, it took me a lot of time to change, and I finally changed it, and here's how I did it. So Pomodoro technique, I'm sure you guys must have heard about it. Those who don't know, it is basically working with a full focused mind for 25 minutes and then taking rest for the next 5 minutes. It works beautifully well for people who have long hours of work and are unable to stay focused consistently throughout that time. It's basically breaking down your focus and rest times alternatively. Now, I personally don't stick to the deadline of 25 5-minute thing, but I have a mental stopwatch going on where I finish one task of 1 hour and then I just walk around my house, talk to different people for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then come back to my seat where I start the next task. And this is what I have been consistently doing, which has helped me stay more consistent with my work. This basically helped improve my focus, minimized any sort of distractions that earlier used to come while I was working, and also prevent from my burnout. Now, you might be wondering, how can you set clear goals or schedule your day or even attempt to put refueling break? Don't worry about it. I have it all covered in this video, but before we jump right into that, let's decode the last problem statement, lack of motivation. So now, I don't know where I read this, but I definitely read it in a book that said motivation is like taking a bath. You can't depend on a Monday's bath to stay fresh on a Friday. Hence, you have to take motivation every single day. And I feel there are 2 ways that you can motivate yourself. Number 1, social media. Now, I will not ever tell you do not watch those videos or do not watch YouTube videos or do not listen to those podcasts. I am a big believer of when you want to learn something, you can learn from anywhere. And I myself have learned a lot from YouTube videos, watching other creators do things, how people are living in different parts of the world, etc. But as important as it is to watch those videos, it is also important to know what effect it has on you and how you can switch things up so that you can use it to your advantage. Now, let's start with what effect it has on you. Because this is my profession and because it's important for me to research things, see what's going on in the world, what's trending, what's not, what are the latest things, how can I learn more about the tools, about editing, etc. I used to spend a lot of time on social media, on the screen. And what happened is I did some digging and got to learn things about my own brain. Here's what I found out. Every day when you wake up, you have a certain amount of dopamine that your brain releases. This happens either after sleep or a nice session of meditation or a physical workout or just after you have experienced something really nice. This amount of dopamine starts depleting after the hours of the day pass and it ends you with very less dopamine at the end. Now, with this amount, if you use it to the right things, you will either increase it or it will stay consistent. But if you use it to watch reels that you don't even need, doom scrolling, doing things that you don't want to do, for example, listening to that podcast that does not make sense and is completely out of what you were searching for online, it just will go down and will eventually leave you feeling depleted, so much so that you would not want to put any energy towards things that you actually actually wanted to do. It's funny to say that I have always been a gym workout person, but back in the days I got so tired of the same exercises that I used to do earlier. But this time something changed. It was because of my high level of consumption on screens that I started feeling very agitated and very low on energy in executing the same exercises. And then is when I got to find out how the dopamine levels in my brain actually makes me feel and actually has an implication on my work. That's when I decided to put a lock on my screen. Yes, I till date have a timer on my Instagram and my WhatsApp where as soon as the timer goes off, the app automatically gets locked. Now, it is funny how sometimes when I was talking to people, the app got locked, but honestly, I don't have any objection to it because it just helps me remind myself that, okay, whatever I'm doing, is it necessary? If yes, I'll reopen the app. If no, it's just a reminder for me that I know how much amount of time am I wasting or using on that particular app. So yeah, putting a timer on these apps is a huge yes from my end. Basically, I want to surround myself with people I want to be like, and that's not for future. That has to be done now, because I believe that mindset is contagious. And this is a quote that one of my team members said it today right before I started shooting this video, is our net worth is actually based on our network and also on the decisions of whether we find people to be worth having in that group. And that shows that I am surrounded with people with similar mindset. If you've been with me throughout this video but you want to share what exactly this video was about, and you don't have much time to explain to them and you want to share a part of this video, share this part that I'm gonna tell right now. It's the action plan. It's the time when we get the real deal in, where we get down and get dirty. So let's begin. Now that we have all this information, the problem statement, the different solutions, what are we going to do next? Let me help you with that. Here's exactly what you're going to do tomorrow. Number one, you will write everything that is coming to your mind on a piece of paper, no matter if it's a very big task list, it's a very big goal, it does not matter. Everything is going down on that paper. Number two, now pick up 3 tasks from this list that you think are achievable to do in a single day. Make sure that you pick up realistic tasks and not finishing a book in a day. Number 3, now that you have 3 tasks, break it down into simple steps, as simple as teaching it to a little baby. Make sure these tasks are broken down to the point where you don't have to use your brain while executing it. It needs to be that clear. Number 4, now that you have your tasks ready, you have to schedule time for it. Take these tasks and put it into proper time blocks where you feel you'll be able to complete it. Now be generous with this. It's been my habit and I don't want it to be yours, where I feel sometimes that I can do something in 1 hour and it takes me 3 hours. So be realistic with the time block and make sure you stick to that. Number 4, now that you have your tasks written, your time blocks mentioned, it's time to schedule those breaks. It could be as simple as going for a morning walk, going for an evening stroll, or even having a nice bedtime routine. It is important to have these breaks so that you do not burn out. I personally have my own nighttime routine where I do not work past 9 p.m. and rather have a nice 1.5 hour routine where I either slip into reading or just contemplating about things, making a to-do list for the next day, and trick my body into feeling that it's time to say goodnight. And the last one, it does not matter even if the task list is not checked out to the T. What is important is you stick to this plan consistently for the next 1 week and see how you're performing. The goal is not to ace everything. The goal is to stay consistent, because it's only after staying consistent that you'll be figured out how much every task is taking, how are you able to cope up with this, and then tweak those changes. Here's one mistake that I did, which I don't want you to do, is borrow time from the next day. I thought that by staying up late and finishing the task on my to-do list, I will actually feel happy. But honestly, it just made me feel worse, because I just borrowed time from the next day, because of which the next day I woke up feeling even more tired and groggy, which we don't want. It's better to instead finish your work hours, and then if anything is left, put it in tomorrow's work hour schedule and not borrow time from the next day. Once you've done all of these things, there are 2 last tasks to be done. Number 1 is my favorite task, and that is to unfollow unfollow people. I know it might sound weird, but I love unfollowing people. Not because I dislike them or anything, just because I like to keep my group, my environment work for me. So, if you are following people who you think are not really encouraging you or are just there for entertainment but not really helping you pursue the life that you really want to, unfollow them. Honestly, they will not feel bad, you will not feel bad. It's actually for your future's betterment. Simply unfollow people who you think are taking time away from you and not really contributing to your life or to your dream goals. And instead, follow 5 people that you feel are encouraging you and inspiring you to become the person you want to be. Now, I personally started following people who are into fitness, people who are running their own business and sharing those hacks and tips and motivational quotes where how they overcame obstacles of team building, of leadership, of recruiting the right people. I personally started following people who shared more stories about how they overcame certain fears and overcame certain obstacles in building the empire that they wanted to build. So I honestly use social media a lot too, but it's majorly for the right reasons, and I do not like wasting time on watching those reels which I know are gonna end up making me feel like I wasted my time. To sum it up, productivity and overcoming procrastination is like working out. You will see the results only after a little while. Start small, but start now. And it's not about acing everything. It's honestly about building that consistency, because I truly believe if I was able to do it, you will be able to do it for sure. So don't be hard on yourself. That was so good, you guys. I always wanted to create such videos where I talk heart to heart with you and share my learnings. It's honestly a beginning of a new stage in my life, and I just wanted it to be reflected in my videos. So I hope you liked it. How to Get Started is a series that I have created for people like me who believe that they are meant to live their dream life. They know they can be extraordinary, they can stand apart from the crowd and have what it takes to elevate their life. It's for people who want to put in their work but do not know how to start with their glow up journey. This series is like a guidebook where I take you step by step for you to become your best version. If you found these tips to be helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for the algorithm. Share this video with someone you really think would benefit from it, and also subscribe to this channel because there are so many more videos coming just like this one. I also love sharing these learnings with you because I don't want you to make the same mistakes and instead reach your goals faster. And do not forget to check out my Instagram page by the name arushi.chavla, where I post every single day sharing my life, everything BTS. And I've also shared a new series called Diary of a Girl Who Wants It All, whose first episode just got live. It is everything fashion, makeup, beauty, and also about my routines that has helped me grow into a better person. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next Sunday at 11 a.m. But do not forget this one thing: to reach higher, you have to get started first. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you. Take care.